Hello and welcome to your quick $1,400 stimulus check and stimulus package update. I'm going to cover everything you need to know. That way you can just get what you need and be on with your day. So I wanted to chat a little bit about some progress we have on the next stimulus deal. That's just going to take about a minute. And then I wanted to cover something I thought was really interesting that I found while doing some digging and some research on what exactly is going on here. I try to figure out everything I can about the nuances of what's going on. So starting off, the Senate trial for Trump's impeachment has ended and President Trump has been acquitted. If you didn't already know that. This news is good for those vying for more stimulus because, of course, the Senate will now have more time to focus on stimulus-related issues as opposed to being in the middle of impeachment trials. And we're seeing a ton of progress on the latest stimulus bill, or the next stimulus bill, if you will. On Thursday, the House Ways and Means Committee approved several large portions of the upcoming stimulus bill, including, of course, $1,400 stimulus checks that include dependent payments of also $1,400. The only thing we don't know yet is the exact income limits and phase out period. It's looking right now like the income limits will be the same as the first and second checks. However, the phase out will be more steep, something like $100,000 for individuals and $200,000 for couples as the limits where the check is completely phased out. Now, the legislation from here is going to move to the House Budget Committee, where it's going to sit through February 22nd when the House and the Senate returns from recess. This is then expected to pass through the House at the end of February and move on to the Senate. Now, the Senate has a little bit more complication in their budgetary rules, so passage there is going to be a little bit more tricky, but we're still looking at a passage deadline of March 14th when current unemployment boosts expire. Now, I wanted to talk about something really interesting that I found regarding the next stimulus bill. I was doing some more reading on budget reconciliation, and one thing about budget reconciliation, it's one of those topics that the more you read into it, the less you feel like you know about this topic because it is just so complex. But in my reading, I came across a risk with Democrats passing the stimulus bill through reconciliation that I haven't seen really mentioned anywhere. And I've read through this at least like 5 times. So let me do my best to explain what exactly is going on here in as simple as possible. So Democrats are kind of taking a gamble on this bill because in order to make it happen, they are going to temporarily take funding away from other very significant programs like Medicare and farm aid at a future date. So funding won't go away now, but they're at a future date, they're taking away funding in order to get this other bill through now. So it's kind of like Democrats are doing, this trust fall, expecting Republicans to help pass additional funding for those cut programs later on, before they happen next January. So this is the case because unlike budget reconciliation, where you can pass a bill with just 51 votes in the Senate, fixing these cuts later on takes 60 votes in the Senate, so it would need some Republican support in order to make that happen. Now, many Democrats think that this is going to be fine, hasn't been an issue in the past, but some are worried for good reason because this isn't like other times in the past. So Republicans kind of have 2 options here. Either one, they just use this as a bargaining chip to pass some legislation that they want to get passed later on in the year before, the fixing of the cuts happens. Or number 2, Republicans refuse to vote and make a fix on this as a punishment to Democrats. And that way Democrats get painted as the bad guys because they have control in the House and the Senate and the White House right now. So they can just say, they have control. Look what happened. So this is going to be interesting to see how this pans out and what agreements will be made before this actual stimulus bill happens. So that's going to do it for today. I would like to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a profitable day.